Yeah, sorry about that. Apparently, my brother was cooking chicken and it exploded in the oven. Um, yeah. Alright, well, back to this. Like I said, I would not recommend to you to join any of these clan chats. They work very. Okay, sorry. They're all the same. What happens is the leaders will ask you to buy something, and by the time they ask you to buy something, most of the time they already have that item. And the reason they already have that item is because they decide what to buy. Okay? They may say like, "Oh yeah, we take your ideas into consideration." No. Okay? They already know what they're buying and they already have a bajillion mills of those items. And then when you attempt to buy, it becomes almost impossible. When the price raises in the clan chat, it'll have like a dump price. They'll usually dump way before that because that price is usually outrageous and it'll never get that high. But it gives you the impression that you're gonna make a bajillion mil. You're not. So I would really not recommend you to join a merge clan. But what you want to be in their CC for is if you have a general idea, usually players in there will know what time the GE updated and will give you a rough estimate on when it will update. And the instant GE updates, they have players in there that will announce. So that's very good. You can utilize that to check the GE. I would recommend, yeah, just those three. Um, so that's what you want to do. Also, you want to put in multiple offers in different slots. So you can see this right now. As you can see, I am trying to buy gold amulets. Well, I mean, these are pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, as you can see, I split them up into different quantities in different boxes. This is because if you put them all into one box, it's like you have one offer in, or like one ticket in the raffle box. And what are the odds of you getting picked, right? So if you have, it's best to fill up like 5, um, but, just so you can have one to still do your normal things. Yeah, like this. I still don't have it yet. Normally, you'd be able to have something by then. But, yeah. So, like, I leave this box empty so I can still function and buy and sell stuff here. But these, I put them in about an hour after. And as you can see, I don't have any. So, you want to make sure you can get it in like the minute they update. Another thing, how to get it from players. This is what you need to do. A lot of times these items are considered risings, and that means that over time they're gonna increase in price, and these things will be incredibly hard to buy. So there are items that, just like if you guys remember the mints, even though in the GE they were worth like 30k on the street, they were worth anything between 10 to 20 mil. Well, items like that or other risings can be used to trade for stuff that you want. For example, because of that 2 multiplied mega experience weekend, red Chinchampas are going up a lot. And for that reason, everybody wants them. So, if you have red Chinchampas, like 1k of them, you usually can trade cash plus your item that's rising to trade for another item. And sometimes it's the most random item ever. Like as of right now, water talismans are the things that are going. They're being merged big time, so everybody wants them. And if you have like 100, you can easily get a low price trade for just a swap for those if you really need the item. So like yeah, you'd always so red chins, even though they're probably like 780 in here, probably like 1,000 on the street, and people expect them to go up to like 1k or something. Another item is a stable yet rare item. So, for example, Onyx Bracelet. Now, these are incredibly hard to get. Onyx gems, onyx rings, any of the unenchanted onyx jewelry is very hard to get because they increase the amount of Tokul necessary to get the gem. So, on the street, onyx bracelets can be worth anywhere between 10 to 25 mil. So, I can easily trade this plus cash and get, let's say, a Staff of Light or something like that I would want. Um, Now, I'm not really sure what the street price of onyx is, but I know that if you have an onyx gem, you pretty much can get whatever you need. Sometimes if it's a higher priced item, people will want more of them, but this is just a little example. Also, like prayer potions. Usually any item that's being merged, which means a clan is attempting to merchant them, will be considered a rising, and usually if it's a big enough clan and people know about it, you will easily be able to trade it off. Also, updates, like the color update, dark bows went so high, I got like 20 at 1.1, so I made, a decent amount of money off of them hitting 2 mil. At like 1.5, people were offering to buy them for 3 mil, and I sold off like 5 plus another one of my and plus some of my junk to other people for cash. Having these items are also good for getting rid of junk, so stuff you don't need, and yeah, just stuff like that. So let's do a quick review. If you want to buy an item out of the GE, it's very important that if it is rising or if it is hard to get because people want it, you want to make sure you put in your offer as quickly as possible. So seconds after the GE updates would be ideal. Second of all, you always want to make sure that you have multiple slots to buy that one item. So this way you're guaranteed a better chance of getting it. You're not guaranteed to get it, but you have a much better chance of actually getting it. The third thing would be how World 2 functions and how you can get things off of other players. If you're trying to buy a Rising, players will sell it for other Risings, depending if they feel like it's an even trade or if it's even better. But if you don't need that item that is Rising, and you need that item that they have, you sometimes just have to look past the whole money issue, and you're gonna, your needs gonna outweigh the amount of money that you spend on it. So, like souls, I mean, I would definitely spend 30 mil getting a soul. They're 30 mil right now. I would get a soul just because I need one for bursting and stuff. It'll save me runes and all that stuff, and in the long run, it'll probably pay itself off. But yeah, so if you want to get it off players, you want to make sure that you have items that are worth a lot on the street or have a potential high value. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this guide, because buying stuff really isn't too complicated. You just gotta understand the reasons for why stuff is rising, and you want to make sure that you get a decent trade for your stuff. You don't want to get ripped off either. And the G really isn't, that big of a deal. If you can't get it now, unless you really need it, if you really need it, leave your offer in the GE, go to World 2, try to buy from someone there. Usually, you'll, get it eventually. So, basically, that's pretty much all there is about this whole GE thing. And, yeah. So if you have any questions about, how you can buy something, or how you can sell something too. This works exactly the same way. If you want to sell something, make sure you put in your sell offer for, as low as you're willing to sell it for the instant the GE updates. This way, if anybody buys, it's going to come from you. Also, if you really need the money, and let's say it's a merch item that has been dumped, and since its value is really high right now, you're going to want to sell it off as junk, which means you will get an item that you have that's worth a lot on the street, and then sell it off with those extra items that you had for extra money. So yes, this is pretty much all I have to say for the guide. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just you can either, I don't know, PM me or something, or leave a comment, or I don't know, join my CC or whatever. Just find some way to ask me. I don't really care how, but yeah. So just thanks for watching. If this helped you, please subscribe and listen to it a whole bunch of times so you know what I'm talking about. And yeah. Alright, thanks. Bye.